Okay, ready to go.
Thank you, everyone, for attending. I'm going to call this meeting to order right at 7 o'clock. I'm going to call on Justin to read the land acknowledgement for us, please.
Yes, 1 second. The city of Thorold is situated on treaty land. This land is steeped in the rich history of the First Nations, such as the Haudenosaunee, the Haudenosaunee, and the Anishinaabe, including the Mississauga of the Credit First Nation. There are many Métis First Nation that are settled on this land. The city of Thorold stands with all Indigenous people, past and present, on promoting the wise stewardship on the land on which we live.
Thank you very much. We're going to move on to number 3. Are there any declaration of interests? I don't see any where I am. We're going to move on to, can I get a mover and a seconder to adopt the agenda? Mike, thank you. Kieran, was that your hand or? It is now? Thank you.
Sure. Yeah. Trying to figure out.
Thank you. I call in question. All those in favor? All those opposed? Seeing none, that passed. We're going to move on to the next one, adoption of the minutes. Can I get a mover and a seconder for the adoption of the minutes? Kieran, thank you. Another. I do apologize. I don't see any hands at this moment. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. Thank you. I call those question. All those in favor? Opposed? Seeing none, that passed. We're going to move on to number 6, which is correspondence. At their meeting on March 24th, 2026, Council passed PWCS-C6-2026 regarding park development policy update. Does anyone have anything about that, or can we move on with that one? Councilor Dedevadis, your hand is still up. Is that just?
I apologize.
Oh no, I'm just asking.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Then we'll move on to 6.2, which is Rolling Meadows Turf Field Project. A public information center will be held on May 11th, 2026 regarding the Rolling Meadows Turf Field and project update. The next one would be number 7, committee business, the Merritt Meadows Park splash pad and basketball court. Argo, can we have you introduce the topic and answer any questions?
Yes, so good day, everyone. My name again is Ugo with the Engineering Department, City of Thorold. We have been working on the Merritt Meadows splash pad concept. So we held a public information center on March 25th, just to gather a couple input from residents as to see what they would like to have us build at that park. So we received lots of comments and feedback. So we have just put up that concept and the location. I can share the screen just to show you what we are thinking and more like a concept. So the next phase was to be proceeding into detailed design and the cost estimate, then tendering the project for construction this year. So I can just share one of the slides I sent to Justin. So let's share this here. This one. Yes, please let me know if you're able to see the screen.
Yep.
Okay. So as you know, we already built this existing playground. So a couple of years back, we are continuing the park development. So this phase will focus on this splash pad. Then we are looking at budget too. We are anticipating having this basketball net and play area constructed as part of this phase because council has approved about 700,000 for this project. So this is the location. So there's an existing drawing that has been approved. There has been some previous public information center that has been held, but we just wanted to get notify the resident that we're coming, and this is what we are thinking, and they are hoping to build this park this year. So this is just it. But the PIC we shared the same kind of concept plan that we shared for Battle of Ibadan, just to use that to gather input. Then the concept will be refined further at the time of detailed design. So that's just what I want to show on this one. I'm open for any question, please. So I'm open for question if you have any question.
If anyone has any questions, if they want to raise their hands, and I'll scroll through and see if I can see anybody. Justin, if I missed someone, please let us know. I don't see any hand raised.
So I can stop sharing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Would you like
okay.
to move on to the next one? It's
Yeah,
Cotmire
so-
Park.
Yes, I can open it quickly here for you. This one. Just 1 second. Yeah. Just 1 second, just loading the file. Okay. There you go. So I can share my screen again for this one. So this is okay. So this is Cotmire Road, Area 1 Park, located in Port Robinson West area, just by Legacy Phase 1 and Phase 2/Phase 3. We've held 2 PICs for this proposed park development already. We are also looking to have another PIC sometime in May. This is just to notify residents that the second phase of this project will be starting up soon. So we've modified this drawing. This is the final layout for Phase 2. So as you can see here, initially we had about 12 parking spots, but we kind of modified the area to contain more parking spots so that people can be able to use the park more efficiently. We are building this splash pad as part of this phase. We've already done the base preparation and the underground services for the playground area. This is the gazebo area, which will be done in Phase 3. This is the washroom that is being proposed. We anticipate doing this in Phase 3 phase of this project. So because residents have high demand for this park, we are working around the clock to at least have all this splash pad and the basic amenities constructed earlier this year. Then we can focus more on these other gazebos and the washroom area. So this line here you're seeing is just the swell area. So there's some ditch inlet already proposed here. So this will be collecting drainage from all around here. The same goes to this point here. There's a ditch inlet that collects drainage that we anticipate having this connect to the road. The proposed parking lot also, we have a catch basin that will be collecting drainage to the road. These are more like 3 locations that we've already proposed. We built this basketball area as part of the Phase 1. As part of the Phase 2, we are hoping to add lower, the basketball net, like a little bit of the smaller basketball net to accommodate younger kids, because what we have right now is too high for people of within 12 years old. So we received that feedback already from residents, and we're trying to implement that in this phase. This area you're seeing here will be the adult fitness area. So we anticipate that when parents come into the park, they'll be able to also utilize the park. So having this will at least provide that engagement that they need in order to use the park more efficiently. What you're seeing here is the existing multi-use trail. We've already done this as part of phase 1, part of this project. There are some existing walkways already that have been done, like all these pathways have been already constructed. So this phase will finally build the splash pad and the playground that we've been looking for all this while. But as part of this project, we've already completed the cost estimate and the procurement phase. So it's just waiting for procurement to post it for tendering. So we are hoping to see if we can have this presented to council for award in May 12th. But if that is not the case because of procurement, we are looking at June 2nd. But the issue there is that residents have been looking for this to be done ASAP. So having it earlier would have been would be the ideal, like May 12th. So this is just more like the schematic of what we are hoping to build also for Kotmaya. Hoping for any question, please.
Thank you. If anyone has any questions, right off the bat, Councillor Dedivitis, you have a question?
Yeah, thank you, Marcia. Hugo, when you on the basketball court, there's a net on each side, and you were saying kids want to play more ball, the smaller kids. Can we put one across from each other so we can have actually 6 nets on one court? They do that in high schools, so they get more kids involved. And so you can get 6 different people shooting baskets in the one court.
Okay, yes, we can definitely do that. Thank you for that feedback. Yeah, thank you.
Kieran, you're next.
Yeah, quick question. The dimension of the soccer field's hidden by a tree. What's the width of that field? The length shown, I think it says 30, but on the right side, it's hidden under the tree there.
Yes, let me open another drawing, better drawing. Sorry, this one is a bit blurred. Just 1 second. So this is the civil package drawing that we're hoping to have it tender this week. I can go to this. I think it's loading. Just bear with me a little bit.
You guys still have Bluebeam. That's awesome. The licenses I hear are very costly. They've actually taken it out of most engineering companies and only give it to a select few.
Exactly. Like I like Bluebeam. It's very.
Oh, me too. The studio sessions are fantastic because you can have a studio session with all over the world at the same time, and everyone can look at the same drawings. Some of the other platforms don't allow you to do that, but Bluebeam is one of the ones that does. Yeah, looks like your dimension's hidden under that tree. Yeah, there's 30 meter wide, but
30 meter wide. Oh, this side.
Yeah,
okay,
right there under the tree.
So I'm thinking it should be around 20.
Yeah, I think it's about 18.
18?
Okay.
Okay. Looks like you got some ample room there. Another question is, how close is this to Merritt Meadows? Like what's how close is that? Because we're putting a new splash pad here. Yeah.
I don't think it's just like less than 5 minutes drive. Or not even 5 minutes. 3 to 4 minutes drive. So
okay. Just wondering what the study is. Is it just every new neighborhood's gonna have a new park with a new splash pad and a new to me, for me, the more I'm involved with this, it just looks like it's more and more. But I mean, it's great. I'm not just from my own sort of
I
cost
think
on it.
Dave has an answer to
Sure,
that.
yeah,
George,
go
I'll
for
be
it.
with you in just one moment. Dave, do you have an answer to Kieran's question?
Yes, thank you through you, Mr. Chair, to Kieran. Kieran, I think the division here is it's across the 406, so there's no direct, although it is a short drive and distance wise, or, probably 1.6 kilometers, the division here is where Kottmeyer Estates is and where Merritt Meadows currently sits. It's over an overpass over the Highway 406. So that was the deciding factor on two separate splash pads. It'd be almost like opposite ends of town, if you would. So kids can't necessarily walk from Merritt Meadows to come to this splash pad over, the Highway 406.
Okay. Yeah, because I just, for me, for curiosity, because we have a splash pad, and we're gonna, the thought is for one a bit Battle of Beaver Dams, but we also have throw pool. But then what about like Hutt Park and Winterberry? I mean, they're probably a little further away from each other than this would be from Merritt Meadows.
Yeah,
And
so-
likewise from the other community, from Welland, just on the other side of the border, there's the sports complex that's there. There's the Maple Park. There's within that area, there's probably 5 or 6 of these.
Yep, through you, Madam Chair. So these are Thorold taxpayers, and
Right.
they request amenities just like anybody in town would. So Hutt Park is about, I think it's about 1.8 kilometers either way to either Sullivan or to the
Right.
Thorold Community Pool as well. So they're all relative in distance, and that's some of the contributing factors for our Parks Trails Master Plan. So.
Thank you, George. You've
Okay.
been very patient. George, do you have something?
Yes, I do. Just a question about on-street parking. You had mentioned that there's only 12 spots in the parking lot. So once the soccer pitch gets going and basketball, is there on-street parking permitted?
Yeah, I believe initially the layout for the parking spot was in 12, but we increased that. So as you can see here, I can count it. It's close to 20 or 20 something right now. But I believe there's a on-street parking along Alexandra as part of the approval that was done during the subdivision for phase 1 Legacy. So I don't think there's a parking allowed on Kottmeyer right now, but there's on-street parking along Alexandra. So people will be able to park, but because of this, that's another thing. We might have to find a way. I don't know. We'll work with bylaws to find a way to address the already approved parking on this part. There will be a lot of traffic. People will start using this park from this.
All right. Okay, just something to keep in mind. Thank you.
Thank you, George. Any other questions about this? David, you have your hand up?
I do. Sorry, I'm having problems with the electronic hand up this evening. I have 2 questions, or 1 question, 1 observation. The first is around the trees. I mean, I appreciate they might simply be graphical representations at this point in time, but on the assumption that some of them are going to be evergreen and some of them are going to be deciduous, can we suggest or recommend that you plant the evergreens near the splash pads? They offer better visual protection of the children, and so more privacy, but also they're not going to shed leaves into, and I appreciate that's usually like a spring and a fall thing, but we just found for our own maintenance purposes somewhere else I work that it's better, like you're better off having conifers near your splash pads than you are deciduous trees for a whole bunch of reasons. And so to the extent that maybe you're going to have, I don't know what kind of trees you're going to be planting, but I think that would be a good recommendation from this body as piece 1. And then piece 2, when I heard that we're going to go with shorter basketball nets, while the one thing that's obviously meritorious and you're responding to the requests of the community, you've had input to that effect. My mind right away went to vandalism. based on life experience. So are we either doing something to make those stronger than is normal, and or do we have any plans to put cameras in this park or these parks? Because I think that would be really helpful.
Maybe Dave, I will not thought about camera, but I will leave it for Dave to provide some comment.
Dave, through you.
Thank you, through you, Madam Chair, to Mr. Cribbs. Point well taken with the trees. I absolutely agree with what you proposed there. The pine needles won't shed in the fall. So yeah, that's a great point. As far as cameras go, none of our parks currently have cameras. We have a pretty strict camera bylaw in the city, especially being around a splash pad. There are some legality issues and things like that. But yeah, Mr. Cribbs, these lowered basketball nets, I think what Ugo is referencing, probably around 6.5 to 7 feet tall. So they will be robust, and they'll be to a standard where they will withstand some rough housing or rough play. So that'll be taken into consideration as well.
All right. Well, look, I mean, I guess I have no comment on the cities. I haven't read their camera policy, but there is no expectation of privacy in a public park. That's if we want legality, that's it right there. I just think that a 6 foot tall basketball net, I understand why you want to do that, but I think it's just a challenge to 17-year-old young people. I mean, I believe that to the core of my being. So whether those can be reinforced or whether that's the time to reconsider a camera policy or what have you, that's easily addressed by signage at the park entrances. I just think that's where we're begging for a world of hurt there. Nevertheless, as far as actual park design, this is, I think, something close to a masterpiece, and you've been receptive to earlier comments regarding the parking lot size, and that's been changed. And I think the Deputy Mayor's suggestion about extra nets is a good one. And I think with the right kind of trees near this, like this has all the potential to be fabulous. I really do worry about the basketball nets, but thank you for allowing me to speak.
Councillor Sentence, you were next. You're on mute still. There you are.
Thank you, Madam Chair, through you. David, I was smiling, not laughing at you. I was laughing with you because the cameras, I have tried every angle, and even the police, they tell us you can't. We have to find a way, because we have parks, Dave can tell you, that just get destroyed. And I know there's privacy, but there's also, it's got to be something we can do. So I was smiling, not laughing at you. I agree with you 100%.
Councillor, I'll send you the camera policy of a nearby municipality that has two in-house lawyers.
Please.
And it's a doable thing.
Send it to Dave and I. Please send it to Dave
Absolutely.
and I. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers.
Yes. And the only other thing is, down the road. I know this is down the road. I'd like to start seeing some parks with tennis courts and pickleball, because that seems to be the way people are going. And for, parks are for kids, I get it, but they can be for adults too. And I'd just like to see that down the road. So anyways, this looks fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you. Kieran, you're next.
Yeah, I just want to go back to the comment about the parking. Since a new park here, is there any way on Alexandra that you could widen the road while it's under construction and add bay parking along the road?
So you mean Kottmeyer Road?
Kottmeyer or Alexandra, the both. I mean, if you are under construction at this point, the road's probably going to have to be redone at some point because of all the heavy traffic and construction vehicles in and out. If there's any way to widen the road during that phase and add bay parking either along Vaughan or Kottmeyer or Alexandra, because it does seem like it's going to be a very utilized park. I mean, it's just for for each individual neighborhood gets their park. But if you have this much parking and this much amenities, you're going to have people coming from other places to utilize it as well. So additional parking on the road could save our bylaw a ton of time of ticketing.
Yeah, so Maya Road was designed as an arterial road. So it's very wide right now. So right now there's no line painting. We're hoping to do some line painting on this road this year, but yeah, as part of the urban road project. But there's enough space in between the drive lanes to accommodate additional parking if we choose to do that. So, but it has to go through a bylaw approval process.
Might be worth the while of everybody, just avoiding tickets. And if one of the main concerns of all these parks is parking, that would be well looked
Okay,
after.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Councillor Dedivitis, you're next.
Hello, sorry about that. I was having difficulties. You know, I just want to comment on the camera. I think this is something we really have to look into, even for insurance purposes. You want to have if something did go wrong, we want to have the footage to be able to defend ourselves. So that's what I want to look at. And lighting, Hugo. Are we going to have any dark spots in this? We talked about lighting. Is that something we do later? You know, it's a big park and there's a lot of trees around. And is this something we should look at now, or you're going to look at this later?
Yeah, we have lighting already, like the solar lightning proposed for this project. So it's already proposed as part of this construction. So we'll be installing about 13 of them, 13 solar lights at the park.
And we know it's going to be bright enough at nighttime, like especially to keep the people out. You know, if it's lit up properly, I find there's less vandalism.
Yes, yeah, we've talked about that, and the 13 will be sufficient to keep the park lighting up, and we're just trying to comply with the requirement for that subdivision as well, because I know people living on the other, like just at the back, like that lives just beside that park. Some of them has provided comment that they wouldn't want too much lightning at the park. But we are considering all of them as part of this phase.
Oh yeah, I don't want too much lighting either. I just want the proper lighting, so we don't have to have too much lighting.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Thank you very
we're
much.
doing that. Yeah.
Does anyone have any other questions about this project for Ugo? Wonderful.
Marcia,
Kieran, you have something?
not a question, but just another comment on the security cameras. I know you're saying to look at this one, but a very good case study would be using it at Rolling Meadows with the new turf facility, because that's the one that's going to be utilized a lot after hours that maybe, shouldn't be or might not be. I know trying to acquire time at like Kiwanis Center or other schools on their turf time is very hard to do because it's a gated facility. So just another one of the comments on the security cameras.
Thank you very much. Is that everybody? I'm just going back through. Councilor Dedivitis, your hand is still up. Is that from last time?
Yeah, I had a question for Rolling Meadows with a turf field for Hugo. Is there going to be a fence around it?
Sorry.
There's a lot of turf fields that don't want dogs on it and they put fences around. I know the DSPN does that.
So sorry, unfortunately, I am not the PM for turf field. It's my colleague that is working on that project, but I'm not sure if he has relayed that information to Dave about the fencing.
Okay, because some citizens asked me if they're going to be allowed to use it, or is it going to be fenced off and you have to book it, and how's it's going to go? So I just wanted to have an answer, but I can wait. Thank you.
And Dave, you have an answer for that?
Yes, through you, Madam Chair. Yes, Councilor Dedivitis. The turf field will be fully fenced. It'll be a bookable space, so all bookings and all entrance will have to go through the Community Services Department to access. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Dave.
So one last thing, here we are proposing a bike rack here. I don't know, I was thinking maybe people would like to see the bike where they're using the park. So we are thinking to maybe relocate this park rack to this side, then push this building a little bit towards this end, just to get your feedback on this one. If it's that how you want it, like the bike rack here, we are proposing a couple of bike racks here at the back here, but we're thinking that we can maybe either bring it here or put it somewhere here. Okay.
Okay, is everyone good then? We'll move on. Last call. Thank you. Thank you Hugo, for your presentations. We're going to move on to 7.3 staff reports. So we're going to go through 7.31 Battle of Beaver Dams Park Splash Pad. I call on Dave and his staff to answer any questions. Floor is yours, Dave.
Thank you, through Madam Chair. I think I may have a little bit of a different agenda that I'm looking at, but I'm prepared for this as well. So the tender closed for the splash pad at Battle of Beaver Dams Park. As you know, we hosted our PIC. It wasn't greatly attended. I think Joe showed up from Parks, Trails and Rec, so it was nice to see Joe. Councillor Sentis and his wife showed up, and there was 2 other residents that came out just to see what was happening and just to inquire about their backyards that backed onto where the location is proposed. So, I mean, at the end of the day, so just as an update, the tender award will be going to council tomorrow for awarding the tender to the 2 proponents. So 1 civil contractor and 1 supply and install contractor for the actual splash pad and operating system. So it's good news. So watch council tomorrow, and I think Hugo is prepared to sign the letter of intents and send them out and have construction started ASAP. So it's great.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions about this one before we move on? I don't see any hands up, so we're going to stay with you, Dave. And if you could talk about the inspections for the parks and trails.
Yep. Again, through you, Madam Chair. So our trails have unofficially but officially opened. So as of Easter weekend, we were out just before Easter weekend, the Thursday before, sweeping the trails, doing trail inspections. We've been sweeping, what's the word I'm looking for? We've been auditing all our trail signage, adding mile or kilometer marker signs throughout the trail. So as you know, if anyone follows the 2026 budget, there's some funding in there that was approved this year for some trail improvements. So that's good to see. Those trail improvements are going to take place southwest of the trail, Eggeter Road area. So south of VS Fox, heading towards Welland. So there's a small strip in there of asphalt that's failed. So that will be taken care of this year. So
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions for Dave?
Yeah, I do.
George?
Yep. Dave, I was walking down the trail towards St. Catharines on the weekend, and I noticed there's a big washout. Somebody's put a cone there. I presume that's the city that's done that.
Through you, Madam Chair. Scott and his staff are the ones that maintenance the trail. I'm not sure. So that would be north of Lock 7, George?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
In the area of Lock 6. Yeah.
Lock 6. Okay. Maybe Scott can answer
at the
that.
bottom. Yeah. So Eric's been out kind of taking some inventory of what's going on the trail so that we could order some new signage and put some new things out. So if he noticed something, you might have put that pile on there just until we can get out to fix it.
Okay. And one other question. I don't know if you guys look at the wall along the walking trail there, but there's a few spots where there's trees, bigger than my arm growing out of the top of the gabion wall. And eventually those roots are going to compromise the gabion baskets, and then it'll be a a costly venture to repair all that. And for example, there's one right up by the Kissing Rock there. There's a clump of trees growing right out of there. There's about 3 of them the size of my arm growing out there, and eventually it's going to compromise that. And also, as you go just north of that a little bit, in behind the viewing center and those houses immediately north of the viewing center, there's trees growing out of the top of the wall there as well. So just a point of concern I'd like to point out, just so that they don't end up like massive trees and then we have a major repair problem.
Sure. You can go out there and take a look at those.
Thank you, Scott. Does
Yeah.
anyone have any other questions for Dave or Scott? Okay, seeing none, we're going to move on to 7.33, project timeline for the opening of the city parks. I call upon Dave and his staff again.
Thank you. Through you, Madam Chair. So parks are forecast, again, weather dependent, this year for May the 10th. I think that's right around Mother's Day. So that's when we have our full complement of staff. We'll have shift work to open and close gates, things of that nature. Again, it's all weather dependent. Could be pushed a little bit depending on the fields themselves. So we've already started rolling our fields, aerating, leaf collection, anything like that. So garbage cleanup and facility maintenance as well. So just looking at our park bathrooms, any needs, painting, refreshing, things of that nature. So we're on track. So hoping for the weather to continue bright and sunshiny and warm. Get everyone out.
Thank you, Dave. Does anyone have any questions for them? Oh, right away, Councillor Sentence.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. Through you, Dave. You guys are doing a great job already. I'll say to anybody here, if you're talking to anybody, be patient with grass cutting because people get very antsy in May and we don't have students yet. So I want to send something out to tell you the truth on our social media to say we're not haven't forgotten. We're just waiting for full staffing, but that's my rant. Thank you, Scott.
Yeah.
And 2 things. Porta potties where they got to go. And porta potties where they got to go are the main thing, and the accessible swing is on a few people's mind right now. So just keep those in mind, please.
Yep.
Yeah.
If I can comment, I wouldn't mind sharing a comment.
Sure.
Thank you, Councillor Sentence. Through you, Madam Chair. So our portable units, our portable washroom units are set to be delivered April 29th this year. So a little bit before the opening of the parks, but the actual sports fields, but the parks themselves, especially the Allenberg, we placed 2 bathrooms out there. The dog park is, gets another one. Mel Swart, all these great walking trails and access points throughout Thorold all get the portable units. Point 2 to your question, we have just been delivered a brand new accessible swing, so that'll go up ASAP. So we're gonna have a look at it, see if the company from Quebec had modified or changed how they built the system. So that was my request when I was sort of back and forth with them. So it's still packaged up. We haven't unwrapped it yet, so it'll be like Christmas in a couple of weeks, and we'll open up that package and see how it looks. So.
Great news. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Scott.
Kieran, you're next.
Yeah, with the parks opening, when's the opening night for the market?
Oh, that's a great question. I have that. June. Hang on. I'm sorry.
I have to look on the calendar.
June 17th.
Yes. Sorry, I'm just
Thank you,
pulling up my
Counselor.
calendar as well. Thank you.
All right, and just one other thing, Hutt Park. The past 2-3 years, our soccer teams have been using it as like a practice facility. It gets worn out. You've seen that. It gets bare. Is there any way we can get that aerated this year? Some hole punched, punch some holes in it.
Yeah, thank you, through Madam Chair. Scott and his team are working through our parks. So beginning with our A fields, working right through. E's and C's are next on the target. So
yeah, it's not a big deal for this, but once it hits June, July, and it starts drying out, and there's 3 practices a week on that field, it gets worn to nothing, and then we have to start painting another field over in the other corner, and then it's wet over there, and then it's another field, and we're just dragging the nets around, and it just becomes more time spent dragging nets around the field than actually practicing. So just a comment, that's all.
Thank you, Kieran.
Keep it on your
Cheryl?
radar. Thank you.
Cheryl, you're next.
Thank you. I was just going to ask about the porta potties. It's wonderful they're being delivered as of April 29th. I just wondered why they can't be left even in place for 12 months out of the year, because people are still using the walking trails, etc., even though it's not hot weather.
Through you, Madam Chair, we haven't necessarily budgeted for a 12-month installation of porta potties. There's also the element to service these porta potties. So sometimes where we place them, for example, Allenberg ball diamonds, that's not plowed often. And for a service vehicle to get out there to actually clean and service the unit itself is very difficult. So, I mean, it's something that we could budget for in the future, but moving forward, that's something we can look at with St. Lawrence Seaway and having them maintain that access point to get to the porta potties.
Well, I have mentioned this 2 years prior, and I don't know how things get added to the budget, but I'll mention it for the 3rd year.
Yep.
And also, I don't know that, for example, the Allenberg Sports Diamond probably isn't a high priority in my mind. It would be places where people are still utilizing the facilities, such as Melswart Park. That is a 12-month park.
Right.
And
Yeah,
I
through you,
believe
Madam Chair.
that parking lot is plowed fairly regularly because I use the park. And so the service vehicle would have access.
Yep, through you, Madam Chair. Allenberg is quite utilized throughout the winter months. Like a lot of people are snowshoeing, cross-country skiing. So it is still utilized. So we can certainly look at maybe extending some of the months for key locations, but yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Dedivitis, you're next.
Hey, question for Dave. Dave, does the city have like a grass seed and a fertilized policy for the parks, like Beaver Dance Park? Do they
Thank you.
actually fertilize the parks or grass seed it?
Yeah, through you, Madam Chair. So with respect to a policy, we don't necessarily have a policy. We do add fertilizer and seed and top dress throughout the season. Scott and his team are out doing some of our sports fields currently. We're overseeding, fertilizing as well. So I'm not sure if Scott has something to add to that, but yeah, we'll definitely be making our way through Battle Beaver Dams Park as well.
Yeah, we're going to be in there. We're going to be in there tomorrow, and we're going to be doing some cleanup and stuff. And I can definitely take a look at some areas. I know we've been in there and fertilized and overseeded and top dressed that park a couple times already in the past couple of years. I know sometimes it's tough with our clay soil to get grass to grow nice, but we do overseed some. Mostly it's our sports parks that we overseed, not our passive parks. But we can look at some of those other ones. We do have some other projects that we're looking at right now.
Okay, perfect. And I just wanted to mention, when we open June 17th, the band is the Caverners. It's going to be a Beatles tribute that night. So we're expecting a huge turnout on June 17th at Community Market BI Car Show.
Thank you, Councillor Dedivitis. Kieran, you're next.
Yeah, just for going back to the overseeding and fertilizing, you're only doing those on the parks that actually have irrigation to them, right? Because if you're overseeding and doing all that work, if you're not watering it, it doesn't matter how much you overseed it or how much you fertilize it, it's not going to do anything. And Battle of Beaver Dams does get trampled with the market, so trying to maintain that grass would be a full-time job. It'd be a extensive amount of work.
Thank you.
Thank you. And anyone else? David, I see your hand up.
Yeah, I want to go back to the outdoor and portable bathrooms, because that wasn't a very satisfactory ending for me in the conversation. Look, two things I want to say is, one, look, I live right by Lock 7. I look out my window, I see the boats go by. If I walk north and I get to St. Catherine's Equivalent Museum, they keep outdoor extra large portable toilets, wheelchair accessible ones, 365 days a year throughout their whole season. So, I mean, that is doable. And frankly, portable bathrooms are like pennies on the dollar relative to us putting in new permanent year-round ones, which was our conversation last year. 2 years ago, we had the conversation around some more portables or keeping them in here longer. So what I'd really like to see at the end of the day is, a motion from this committee to the park staff to at least bring it in budget to be presented to the elected officials. We have multiple elected officials on this call here, and they've called us, they have this group here to advise because we represent the community pretty well. And like, it's 3 years running. I've been here 3 years and a half now. We brought this up every year. It's a relatively modest cost thing. And, somehow it keeps not happening. So I'd like to know that it at least got, now, I mean, council has to make hard choices and maybe this isn't the one, but I'd really like to see this as an optional item in the proposed budget for the next council.
David, are you making a motion?
I sure as heck am, or I hope, or maybe someone else
Sorry to
wants
push
to.
you
I
into
don't know
that.
that I need to take the lead. There's at least one other member on this board who I think feels the same as I do. But it's nice for us to talk about it. If it doesn't end up as a motion and a strong recommendation, then I think people have to at least get it costed out and put it in and whether it makes the budget cut or not, so be it. But I think there's a lot of merit to it. And this group has suggested, this is the third year we've broached it. So I think at some point in time, I think this would be a great time to, my motion would be that the matter be referred to park staff and that they at least include the costing in for council consideration the 2027 budget, and the cards will fall where they may at that point in time. But
there's a motion on the floor. Do we have a seconder? Cheryl, I see your hand. Justin, did you get that motion before we get on to discussion?
I believe so. Motion
Perfect.
to refer to adding porta potties for staff consideration at the 2027 budget.
Thank you. Is there any discussion before we vote on this? Seeing none. Fantastic. Councillor Sutton, do you have a question? Nothing? Oh.
I have my hand up too, Marsh.
Oh, sorry, I did not see. I was scrolling back.
That's
Yes,
fine.
Kieran?
Before we know what we're voting on, how many porta potties are we looking at?
I'd really
Just a
be
curious question. That's all.
That's fair. I'd be happy with a 1-year trial and at 1 or 2 locations of staff choice and recommendation. I don't want to interfere in their discharge of their duties. I'm sure they have better ideas than I do, but it works for our neighbor with whom we share trails. So I don't think it's an impossible experiment, and we're going to recommend this every year until someone finally tries. So that's I'd accept 1 or 2 trial basis, see what their numbers are, see what the experience is, but we don't know until we try, and that seems like a reasonable use of tax dollars.
So are we just saying like 1 at Mel Schwartz and then 1 somewhere else? Is that? Because they would want to know where. I mean, obviously, a porta potty is a porta potty. It's going to cost the same amount, whether it's in.
Well, I think Dave's forgotten more about our trail system than I know. So if someone else has a recommendation, so be it. I don't. I'd be happy to rely on his judgment and expertise.
Thank you. Thank you, through you, Madam Chair. So I know some requests in the past historically have come to the dog park, a portable unit at the dog park. So again, this isn't on the trail. Mel Swart was discussed through this committee this evening. Again, not on the trail. So are we looking to place these portable units on the trails or to keep our parks open longer? So that would be our deciding factor of how many and where we're going to locate them.
Well, then, sorry, if I may, Madam Chair, I think the dog park's a brilliant idea. People tend to only go there for one purpose, but they will spend a fair bit of time. They will use it in the winter, as we've now seen. I think that's a brilliant idea, and that's easily accessible by a larger truck to service it. I think that's excellent. And Melsport, I think, also makes good sense. It's not so much that I'm married to the trail. That's just my example. But I do, twice a month walk by that in the dead of winter and know that St. Catharines is managing it. And clearly they have a business case. So we might too.
Councilor Dedivatis, do you have your hand up?
No, I think it's a great get this motion going because I think it's a great suggestion and do 2 or 3, especially Melsports Park. And I like the dog park also because it has lights out there and people use it year round. So I think we should get this going.
Okay. So I call the question. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Justin. You have that recorded.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, we are going to keep you on the hot seat, Dave, and we got another one for you. 7.3.4 Parks, Trails, Recreation Master Plan Progress Update. So we're halfway through. I think some of our members were looking for an update on where we are in our master plan.
Thank you, through you, Madam Chair. So I can mention to this group this evening that we've seen some steady incremental progress through the Parks Trails master plan, the recommendations. To understand a little bit, the Parks Trails Rec master plan was built on 5 key principles. One was accessibility for all ages and abilities, sustainability, efficiency, use of existing assets, strong partnerships with community groups, and financial responsibility and phased implementation. So I know there was 105 recommendations through the and respecting everyone's time this evening, I jotted down some notes about some of the key milestones that we've met. Some of the larger items was the dog park has been developed and implemented with positive feedback. We've formed partnerships with TCAG, Canada Games Park. We're still working with DSBN on a proposed turf field. So that hasn't stalled yet. That hasn't been parked. TCAG has made a commitment to utilize the Allenburg Community Center as a recognized daycare to service the community. Some new parks that are going to be installed, Artisan Ridge, as we spoke about, Kottmeyer Estates, and including the new splash pad at Battle of Beaver Dams Park. I can say that the RFT is out on the market. It's currently posted. It closes May the 5th. So that's another recommendation in the Parks Trails Rec Master Plan. Live Barn was introduced. It was identified and introduced to the Thorold Arena. That has since come to fruition. Various park improvements include Sullivan Park, the playground, the splash pad, Battle of Beaver Dams. We're continually doing ongoing park improvements and site servicing, the concrete pads for the community market and the Mayor's Canada Day picnic. So those are some of the large ticket items. Again, we're still aligning with progress through 2027 and 2030's budgets. So we're in good shape.
Thank you, Dave. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, seeing none, we're going to move on to 7.3.5, current conditions of the walking/biking path along the canal. Dave, I'll bring this to you and your staff. You'd like to do a report?
Yeah. So as I mentioned earlier in the evening, the trailhead signs have been inventoried, and we've ordered some more signs that'll be installed. Some go missing, some get damaged or vandalized, whatever. I did mention that there was some capital funding for the improvements southwest of Eggeter Road. So that stretch will be taken care of. Scott and his staff are continuing to do weekly inspections. So every Friday we'll go out there before the weekend, and his staff will go out with a sweeper, sweep the path, identify any hazards, and we'll address them immediately going into the weekend. So
thank you. Does anyone have any questions for Dave or his staff? Okay, I don't see any. Correct me if someone does have their hand up. I am just scrolling between everyone. Okay, thank you, Dave. We're going to move on to number 8, roundtable discussion. So I'm just going to start at the top. David, do you have anything? He might have logged off. Okay. Robert, do you have anything?
No, I don't.
Dave, do you have anything?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I do not at this time.
Thank you. Councilor Dedivitis, do you have something?
Oh, yes. Beaver Dams Park. I was there today. There were a lot of people walking around. And the entrance of Beaver Dams Park on Sullivan, I'd like to see it. We make it look a little prettier up front. We need a trash can there. There's a couple of benches there, and there's a lot of trash on the ground. We need to get a trash can in there. I just wanted to beautify Beaver Dam Park a little bit more, add some flowers to it, especially the front entrance, because it ties into our downtown and people see it. And the entrance in my book should always be grand. And there's a little bit of service there too. When I was there today into the front entrance there, on the opposite side of the wall, there's a big hole in it. And it looks like the whole wall is about to keel over. It's all falling to pieces at the bottom. There's a little hole. There's a big hole there, Dave. I think you should get out there and take a peek. And I just want to, any way we can add some more cleanup on the fence line, add something to it, just to make it look a little bit more pretty and more beautiful, because it's such a key part of our downtown and it gets used a lot. I was surprised how many people were there today walking around. The playground's packed. And it's right, like I always say the same thing. It's always right beside downtown. So it's really important that it looks really nice, especially from the front entrance.
Thank you, Councillor. David, you're back. Do you have anything for roundtable?
I do not. Thank you, though.
Thank you. Rich, do you have anything?
Not tonight. Nope.
Thank you. Cheryl?
No, thank you.
Scott, do you have anything?
No, I'm just
Listening
going to be
in?
in Battle Beaver Dams cleaning that up tomorrow there, Mike.
Oh, great. And look for that hole. There's a big hole.
I
on
will
the
look for
opposite
that
side.
hole.
Yeah.
Kieran, do you have anything?
Nope, nothing there.
George?
Yeah, thanks, Councillor Dedivitis, for reminding me about the garbage can. There used to be a garbage can as people come off the trail by Lock 7 where that stainless steel statue is.
Mhm.
And the garbage can went missing sometime during the course of the winter, but people are still throwing their dog pickup bags there right by that bench. So I don't know what happened to the garbage can, whether it was removed or it blew away, but probably a good idea to have it there because people come off the trail and that's the first spot they look for a garbage can. I know there's one over in the Lock 7 parking lot, but they don't seem to want to walk over there, so they just dump it on the concrete. I see Dave's nodding his head, so
Yeah.
must be aware of it. So
Thank you. Councillor Sentence, do you have anything?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. Yeah, that garbage can has given us a lot of problems over the years, eh, George?
it has.
We'll get it. We'll get it. Just Dave, Ugo, and Scott doing a great job. Just want to let everyone know they're very accessible and doing great. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor.
Marcia, are you still with us?
Did we lose Marcia? I was just going to say that.
You want to ghost?
Joe, you're up.
Okay, just one minor thing. Hope we haven't lost Marcia entirely, because I did mention at the meeting on Friday that the chairman of the environmental, etc. committee is going to reach out to Marcia to just have a discussion about it's not inevitable, and I'm not sure I agree with it myself, but the amalgamation, or whatever you want to call it, of the two committees. And I also want to say, sorry I was late. I'm struggling with the laptop that I dragged all the way out to Moncton to get on in time, and I ended up having to go back to my iPad anyway. So I'm done with.
Marcia, are you around or no?
Anybody not spoken who would like to?
I have one more thing to add.
Okay.
Marcia got cut off, so you can continue.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Is that for me to go ahead? Okay.
Yes.
I wanted to bring it up to our committee here, to if we can contact Pet Value and see if they want to sponsor like the park and put dog bags at a couple of the entrances and see if they will install them. Because when I walk through the Beaver Dam parks, there's a lot of people living around there, and I hate to see it. And some people, unfortunately, they don't pick up. But maybe if we had bags up front and ask Pet Value if they want to get involved with our parks and start with this park here first and see where it goes.
Trust in the justice system. I no longer trust in
Okay.
the police.
Dave?
I said to myself,
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Through you to Councilor DeVise. Yeah, Mike, that's a great idea. I think Paul is a great guy. Paul currently sponsors our dog park and supplies us with all the bags. I think, possibly reaching out to him again and asking him if he'd also support a dispenser, and as well as the bags. It seemed to have worked in the dog park, but see if we can't get some responsible pet owners to pick up after their animals at Battle of Beaver Dams.
Well, thank you, Dave. And maybe in return, you can have a little sign there, and it's good advertising for him, so everybody wins.
That's great.
Yep.
I was just going to add to that. If he does put a sign there, he should advertise his $15 dog washes, because we've brought our dog there. We have a nice walk-in shower and we can bring the dog and wash it off, but like the cleanup and the soap and everything that's there for the $15 is like just unreal. Like with this time of year and through the winter months, like we brought our dog there about 5 or 6 times for baths. And it's if we can give him some sort of advertising, like he can put a sign there, he would have to open up another store with the amount of dogs that he'd have through that place with $15 dog washes. So just might be a good cherry on the top for him to want to sponsor the Battle of Beaver Dams one as well.
Okay. Anyone else have anything to add? Okay. Part of the downside to using my iPad like this, I don't have an agenda in front of me. So
May 4th is the next
Justin?
meeting, as that's what we're on now. We're on the next meeting is the next topic, and it's May 4th.
Okay, may the 4th be with us. And a reminder to everyone who's on the committee that the June meeting would be the last meeting prior to the elections. So if you got anything you want to bring it up in May or June. And seeing nothing else, I will call this meeting.
Sorry, through you, Mr. Chair. My apologies. I just wanted to correct, if I may, through you. I just want to correct the gentleman's name from Pet Value and Thorold. His name is Joe, not Paul. My apologies.
Okay.
Just want to put that on the record. Thank you.
I was wondering who Paul was. I thought I had a Joe
My
Krawchuk,
apologies.
right? Yeah, that's okay.
Joe Krawchuk, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's good.
Sorry, Joe.
Okay, if there's nothing else, I'll declare this meeting adjourned at 9:04 Atlantic, 8:04 on Eastern Daylight Time. I guess we're on, are we? Anyway, meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Good night,
Enjoy
everyone.
your vacation, Joe.
Hey, I'm back
everyone.
tomorrow.
Okay.